Pokemon.com just released an article on how to catch shiny Pokemon, and we may or may not have been just doing it wrong this entire time. So we're going to get into that right now. So the article in question here is going to be this one right here. So how to catch shiny Pokemon in the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. And we're going to be taking a look particularly at this section about mass outbreaks. So we're just going to skip around here, but so right here it says 3 different messages will appear during a mass outbreak to alert you of your progress. The first one being the number of Pokemon in the outbreak is starting to go down. The second one being the number of Pokemon in the outbreak is definitely getting lower. And the third one being there are not many Pokemon left from the original outbreak. Now this sentence right here is where people are starting to get like a little confused. So it says you'll have the highest chance of encountering a shiny Pokemon when you receive the message that says there are not many Pokemon left from the original outbreak. So if this is true, then that kind of contradicts what we've known so far. So in the past year and a half, we've been told that defeating 60 plus Pokemon in a mass outbreak maxes out your odds for a shiny Pokemon. So I think that this article is right, but it's also wrong at the same time, and we'll get into that right now. To get a better understanding of what we're talking about here, we're going to go ahead and do a mass outbreak right now. Alright, so we just entered our mass outbreak. We're going to be doing Sobble. So pretty much like whenever we begin a mass outbreak, I think it randomly picks a number between, I want to say like 90 and 100, and that's how many Pokemon will spawn. And then these messages will pop up like when you're about 25% through. So let's get to the first message here real quick. Also, I have this little counter thing, so just to keep track of how many Pokemon we're doing. Okay, so on our 26th Sobble defeated, we got our first message, which was, what was it? The amount of Sobble are starting to go down. So if my math is right, that was a quarter of our mass outbreak. So multiply that by 4. We're looking at like 104 Pokemon in this mass outbreak. Pretty much like the next message should pop up after another 26, and then another 26, and then after the last 26, then the outbreak should be gone. So we're going to get to the next message. So we did get the message at 54, not 52, like I said. So that means that the overall amount is probably going to be around like 100 and like probably what I said, like 104, probably like 106. I don't think it's like an exact science, but so that's the second message. So we're about 50% through the mass outbreak here. Now you're probably wondering why I like am going around and like tracking like how many Pokemon I'm defeating in like cooperation with like these messages. Like the article that we took a look at earlier said that our highest chances of finding a shiny Pokemon are highest whenever we get to the third message. So if that were true, it kind of contradicts what we've known in the past, which right now we're at 61 Sobble defeated, which means if we go by like the system that we've been using for the past year and a half, then we are currently at our highest shiny odds right now. But as you can see, we just got like the second message. We're really nowhere near getting the third message yet. So according to Anubis over on Twitter, which is a highly, like respected, like reputable Pokemon data miner, this system is still correct. Like you defeat the 60 and then your odds are maxed out for mass outbreaks. Obviously you can combine it with like shiny charm, sandwiches, stuff like that, but you just need to defeat it's over 60. So once you get to it's 60 plus, so anything over 60 you're going to have like your max shiny odds. Now how many Pokemon do we need to get to the third message? So we got our third message. We're at 8. So we're at 80 Pokemon defeated, and we finally got our third message. So we're like way over like the 60 plus Pokemon needed in order to like have our max odds. So really what I think this article boils down to is Pokemon doesn't really like to release like their numbers when it comes to like odds and stuff. So I think they just made this article and said, hey, you get to this third message and then you'll have your max odds, which is technically correct, but you don't need to go all the way to like 80. You just need to do like the 60 plus. So if you don't want to count individually, like I just did, and this is usually how I do it anyways. If you don't want to count like each individual Pokemon you defeat, like, and keep it in your head or like on a counter or whatever, then yeah, just keep doing mass outbreaks until you get to the third message. However, there's like a caveat here, because I feel like once you get to the third message, you kind of have thinned out the mass outbreak, and I feel like the Pokemon spawn less. So, it's up to you, really, like, what is worth it or not. Like, do you want to keep count in your head and have more Pokemon spawn? Or do you want to just, like, keep just, like, knocking stuff out left and right until you get to the third message, and then have less Pokemon spawn? Mind you, if less Pokemon spawn, then you have less chances for a Pokemon to be shiny. As you can see here, I only got, like, 4 or 5 now. And I had, like, plenty before. I don't know if it's a placebo or not, but whatever. So, yeah, I know there's been, like, a lot of confusion, so I just wanted to make this quick video today. But we have been doing mass outbreaks correctly. Ooh, yeah, this would not be a shiny hunting video without finding a shiny Pokemon, and it's an extra large as well. Big guy. Easy. Subscribe for more Pokemon content. See you next one. Bye.